It is my belief that only 30% of black men hold women accountable. Only 30%. White men, it's about 50-50. White men don't have to as much because their culture kind of indoctrinates daughters and nieces to be 60%, 70% in line. So they don't have a lot of outcomes. But black men in all of my travels across this nation are constantly encouraging women to misbehave. Yeah, girl, talk your shit. You've heard a lot of these phrases that dudes say. You can't deny it. My chick bad. I want a boss chick. I like a spicy chick. Black men, not all. The culture is just constantly encouraging women to be disrespectful. And the two most disrespectful places are New York and Chicago. Not Texas, not Louisiana, not Michigan, not on the West Coast, not Alaska, New York and Chicago. You can't deny it. When you look at the women who misbehave the most, verbally, who disrespect the most, they grew up in New York, Jersey, Baltimore, Philly, that whole area, or it's Chicago. Without fail. I've been on so many panels and black discussion, and it never fails. Every now and then you get a Florida woman, every blue moon, but majority, it's that area over there. This is why I call that area pop-off culture. When I used to live in Brownsville, and I'm originally from the West Coast, but when I used to live in Brownsville for half a year, I was on 98th, up the street from the chicken spot, right? And I had no problem with New York people. I had no problem with New York brothers. What I found amazing was how dudes encouraged women to pop off. It was like they could not be comfortable with a polite, delicate woman. I saw it again when I was in Philly. I saw it again when I was in Jersey. And I just said, it is what it is. They different. But when I got to Atlanta, that's really a melting pot of people. And what was so crazy is the Atlanta women, when I got there, because I got there in the days of 559. In the days of 559, hey, say hey, little baby, say hey. Women were like kind of like Arkansas women. They were not adversarial. But the up north dudes came there. Not all. And you got to say not all because dudes get real insecure when you talk about their region. Like I could tell you all the negative stuff about West Coast. And West Coast will just chop it up. Yeah, some of it is like that. But for whatever reason, the people from pop-off culture, matter of fact, I take that back. I can't tell you about the red and blue sections of it because that's pop-off culture, and they get real funny when you speak about their red and blue situation they got going over there. Everybody else don't really trip on the West Coast, but pop-off culture people, they tend to really trip. And I'm making a map right now of where black people are, who's pop-off culture, and it's going to be a really nice thing to dig into. But going back to this, black men have this thing, man. I want a bad chick. I want a boss chick, until that same chick betrays you. Ludacris, perfect example. Chris is a good dude. Been around Chris when he was at the radio station. Been around Chris when he's been doing some of his events. Good dude, okay? A little shorter than me, but good dude, right? His woman, the same guy who put out the My Chick Bad, My Chick Good, and matter of fact, let me give a shout out to Chris and his ability to rhyme. I don't care what nobody said. I mean, other than Slick Rick, the ability, his punchline ability is amazing. I give Ludacris a lot of props. But Chris' girl betrayed him. You know, it's a little known thing. You had to be in the ATL and be in certain circles to know it. But his girl was trying to go ham. This was around the time he opened the restaurant. His girl was just going left, and he's trying to work it out with her, and she's going left. But guess what? My chick bad, my chick good, my boss chick, my bad chick. Dudes want these chicks until the chicks betray them. They cool with these chicks until the chicks betray them. Matter of fact, I'm going to do another video later on today about that whole Ludacris situation. But let me end by saying this, because I got 3 minutes left. Shaquille O'Neal. Shawnee up here, his wife doing what she tell him to do, popping out the kids, keeping the house clean. But you start disrespecting this chick blatantly in her face with several women. Okay? Then you get upset once the chick say, you know what, I'm tired. I'm gonna betray you. Now, she wasn't thinking about betraying this dude. He encouraged her to betray him. No, she could have just left. And no, sir. No. He kept playing in the chick face. He didn't have the decency to even be quiet about what he was doing. This type of behavior is encouraging a woman to betray you. Stop it. Stop lying. Stop. You had a decency to fly out somewhere, have your homeboy arrange a situation in his name, and have your homeboy tell her to meet over at blah 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 situation. You don't even have the decency to do that. You calling, you text messaging. Why? You $100 million dude. Even if you were $10 million, even if you were a $5 million dude. Why are you doing that? Be discreet. And I swear, all the dudes are from the same place, same mentality. So now that his stuff, and Terry Crews, another person, same thing. Now that your behavior done messed up this marriage when you could have just kept everything quiet. Now you have a daughter who ain't really popping. You literally said you leaving nothing to your sons. They gonna have to make their own way. Huh? And you giving your daughters everything. And you want your daughters to find a man they can control. Get the hell out of here. Let me say it again. This is Shaquille O'Neal saying, quote, East Coast mentality. Not all, but a lot of East Coast dudes are on this type of time. You not leaving your sons nothing, which I'm quite sure he gonna leave them something, maybe 20%. But he giving the bulk share to his daughters. And he told his daughters, I want you to find a man that you can control. Wow. And you dudes wonder why the community is the way it is. Notorious B.I.G. He met Little Kim. She was rapping like DMX. He didn't like that. He wanted her to push sex. This is what's going on in his mind. So it ain't about just record sales. He said, quote, I got to get the niggas what they need. So you wanted her to slut it out. This is black men encouraging this. They don't want the Moni love. They don't want the Queen Latifah, UNITY. They don't want that. These dudes, not all. We got to start admitting notice, I'm not even really talking about women. I'm talking about us as men. I'm not even talking about white people. This is what you created. You created this. But hey, I would love to hear disagreements. Anybody want to do an interview, let me know. I would love to sit down and talk with anybody. You want to do a one-on-one, put it down in the chat. I'm open on Sundays. We can do it. So, wow. Let's hold a conversation. Are black men at fault for this? Those black men. I ain't talking about you and your anecdotal situation, your insulary situation. I'm talking about those other black men. Are they the cause of this? Put the comment in the comment section, man. Let's get the conversation rocking and rolling. Share this on your TikTok. Share this on your Twitter. Share this on your Instagram. Much love. We'll be talking to you soon.